So, lads, this is not a great look for the Indiana Fever organization. If you've got Caitlin Clark, the star of the Indiana Fever, she's going and seeing whatever about not seeing the Indiana Fever's doctors. Like, it is what it is with that. It is what it is. Like, I think a lot of players and teams get second opinions. But if you haven't seen here, Stephanie White says there's no update on Caitlin Clark or potential timeline. She met with another doctor, but White says she hasn't spoken with the trainer.
The WNBA's loudest message was just given by the superstar who revived basketball in Indiana. History without saying a single word. Following her most recent groin injury, Caitlin Clark, the face of women's basketball and the player who packs arenas like a Taylor Swift show, has reportedly severed her ties with the Indiana Fever's medical team.
Pretty much kind of leaked out the bag to the team that she was kind of going to get a second opinion. To me, an athlete like Caitlin Clark on her level, she should have been getting these second opinions. She should have been hearing from all these other doctors, man. But Stephanie White spoke to the media yesterday. She really didn't give a whole lot, but she did say that Caitlin Clark was in New York meeting with other doctors. Now, with all of that being said, what does the timetable look like to me for Caitlin Clark coming back? I keep telling y'all, around the 17th to the 30th of August.
Furthermore, this organization's treatment of their generational talent as a character in another person's story is long overdue. Discover the true story behind Gainbridge Fieldhouse's operations and the reasons Caitlin Clark may be preparing to leave Indiana sooner than anyone anticipated. She is now meeting with A.
She has met with a different doctor. And she won't even give an update to the team. Not, oh yeah, she's met with a different doctor and we're waiting on an update. That's basically it. They're waiting on, she's gone to a different doctor and they've heard nothing.
If you find it entertaining, kindly subscribe. In apparent annoyance, Caitlin Clark clutched her right groin as she hobbled off the court against the Connecticut Sun on July 15th. It wasn't only another wound. It was a tipping point in what some are referring to as a Kawhi Leonard scenario, in which a celebrity totally loses trust in the medical personnel on their team.
News: Caitlin Clark. Following a July 15th injury to her right groin, Indiana Fever guard Caitlin Clark underwent further medical evaluations earlier this week. The team can confirm that no additional injuries or damage were discovered through the evaluations. Clark will continue working with the Fever medical team on her recovery and rehabilitation, with the priority on her long-term health and well-being. There is no timetable available for Clark's return, and no additional details will be provided at this time. Any further updates will be shared as they become available. This is in
this season. Clark has now sustained 4 different muscle issues. Left quadriceps injury, left groin strain, and now a right groin strain. This injury parade is more than just poor luck for a player who had never missed a game because of an injury during her first WNBA season or her collegiate career at Iowa. This pattern is blatantly indicative of medical mismanagement.
But the internet noticed something specific that Holly Rowe had to say on the broadcast. Holly Rowe said that before the last return after a quad injury, she had no practice time, which, if that's actually true, like if she wasn't practicing, if she wasn't going full speed, then why was she returning to the court? And that's actually something that I pointed out. I believe it was Scott Agnes reported that Caitlin had gone full speed in practice, but there was only one practice that she had gone full speed, and then she returned to
When Clark was hurriedly recovered from her prior groin injury, only to aggravate it within games of her return, it was the tipping point. Clark reportedly told team management, "I'm getting my own doctors," according to people familiar with the matter. "I'm not going to use our physicians." She has refused to provide the team's training personnel with updates after meeting with outside doctors. Training personnel are part of Dylan Clark's team.
Dylan Clark's team has made it known we are going to be holding her out until she is fully recovered. We are not going to be rushing her back at all. After taking Indiana Fever's advice, eventually Caitlin Clark needs to take matters into her own hands, make decisions for herself, and I believe that's what we are seeing with the team that she now has surrounding her.
Let's examine the information that the Indiana Fever would prefer you not to see. The chronology of Clark's injuries reads like a medical catastrophe. She was unable to attend the exhibition opening on May 3rd due to a painful left leg. She suffered a left quad injury on May 26th, which prevented her from playing in her debut game. She had a left groin injury in June that kept her out of 5 games. She sustained a right groin injury in the closing minutes of the game against the Connecticut Suns on July 15th. Additionally, the Indiana Fever declared on July 24th that there would be no schedule for her comeback, and no further information was given. That includes missing the Commissioner Cup final in addition to 11 games in the regular season. For comparison, that represents almost half of the WNBA season lost due to recurrent soft tissue injuries that can be avoided with appropriate training and medical attention.
The people are speculating that Caitlin Clark injury could be much worse than expected. You know, these type of injuries and the way she's been getting these injuries is not normal to have these strains back to back to back like this. And I said this before, Caitlin Clark's mobility is off, bro. I believe she might have came back too fast from the first. We all know the first one went down around the 25th of May. Then she came back and got re-injured around the 4th of July to the 5th, somewhere up in there of July. And then that brings us until now.
This is where it becomes quite telling, though. Without sharing the results with the Fever's medical staff, Clark went to New York to get second opinions. Coach Stephanie White said that she hadn't discussed what Clark's outside doctors found with the trainers. It's not merely an injury when your best player is basically making bad medical choices. That has to do with trust being totally destroyed. Fans believed they were getting a better player than Christy Sides when the Fever hired Stephanie White. White arrived with credentials, including a championship ring, 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year, a Players' Fever, and an understanding of winning. Instead, they were given a coach who seemed intent on making things better.